right at 4 o'clock, and I don't want to keep you guys. We talked about this not being a long, drawn out call, but I felt it very important to kind of get you guys on the call today because some very important information has come up. And I am sitting outside to try to get some fresh air in this social distancing, but I would say physical distancing, but socially connected. Let's stop using the word social distancing. I think we all need to communicate even more and be there for each other. But I wanted to share something with you guys. We've got people, it looks like even from outside the region, so welcome. We appreciate you guys jumping on. And if we have anybody, which I think we've got a few on here that are not with Exit, you'll actually hear some of the things that I'm going to talk about that is using a tool that we have within Exit that really makes us stand out. So if you've got a piece of paper, I want you to write this down because this is critical. And it's going to seem really simple, but you'll understand why because I want you to remember this. ExitRealty.com/D as in dog, M as in Mary, S as in Sam. So that's ExitRealty.com / looks like that. I'm trying to give y'all the image like that. DMS. Okay, some of you that have been around a while, you may be going, okay, well, I already know what that is. The reason I'm talking about this today is because this is a tool that we have that no other brand has. I'm going to walk you through a couple of things that you can do that until I talked to someone yesterday that has held a position that they were the actual state president for their association in the past. It really dawned on me how important this actually could be. So I'm going to cover a few things with you. And what I'm going to need you guys to do is share this information within your Exit office, because right now everybody's kind of nervous. You got people kind of freaking out. But, if we really stay focused and we really look at what sets us apart, we can do some amazing stuff out there right now. So yesterday in a conversation that I had with a past president of an entire state association, I don't know if they realized it or not, but I'm always looking for information where I can take it, send it out to you guys, and we can use it for our benefit. So this individual told me that they contacted a local bank and they were talking to them on Monday, picked up 15 listings from a local bank. Now we got to think about this. Local banks sometimes hold real estate. And what they were explaining to me is right now the banks are wanting to try to put a lot of their real estate inventory out on the market. So what they did is they contacted the local bank, and this is an individual that does not have the tools, technology, and the things that we have, and ended up picking up those listings from that local bank simply by just getting on the phone and speaking to the individual that handles their real estate, their inventory of their real estate. And so what I'm going to do is kind of walk you through something. So what if we all contacted our local banks? There's plenty of local banks out there and local financial institutions that do that handle real estate and that will be holders of real estate. And you're going to want to ask who handles the bank-owned real estate. Who handles that in that particular branch that you're calling? And keep in mind, not all of them do it centrally located. That is something I did find out yesterday for this individual. There's more than that one type of branch that they named the same thing, but they ended up just getting that branches because that was local. So again, you want to ask for who handles the bank-owned real estate. And you want to speak to that person. So this is all being done by phone because, of course, we're under this physical distancing thing and we can't go in. So I want to make sure that you guys understand you need to speak to that individual person. What you're going to do is you're going to tell them that you would like to share with them some tools and technology that we have that no other real estate company has that can help with moving their inventory. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what is it that we have? Well, if you are familiar with the digital marketing suite, you're going to understand that that whole piece in there, there is pieces of that no other brand has. And when you really put it all together, there's no other brand or independent that has the whole package. So you're going to share with them what we have as tools and technology from the standpoint of digital, the geotech signs. We can actually have a salesperson as these people are riding around bored to tears and not able to talk to anybody or be around anybody. They can actually ride around neighborhoods and they can actually have a silent salesperson right there in the yard. Also, that it also gives their listings at that bank their own individual website. So again, if they have property 123 Robin Court and you go through the digital marketing suite, it is going to give them a website, but you just have to transfer that into the name of the address, which usually you can pick that up for like 99 cents. And you can actually tell that person at the bank, I'll even give you your own specified web address for that location. Now, that's very unusual. That's something that we have that they don't. Also, it's all digital. So anybody riding around on their phone can also look up those property addresses. It also will provide a tour for them if we can get in that property. They may even already have pictures of that property, that bank-owned property, that they would send you. So again, you want to kind of use this information and know what the tools are and all the technology that's in the digital marketing suite. And also, if the flyer is sent to somebody digitally, that map that's on the flyer that shows where it's at, they can actually click on that and it'll actually show them through their mapping system on their phone how to even get to that property. So again, this tools and technology things that we have that we're talking to this bank individual, no other company is going to be able to touch it. Let them know that you want to send them something to look at that shows what we would do for the properties. Okay, that's why I gave you that link, that exitrealty.com/DMS, because you're going to send that individual an email. And I would absolutely recommend, instead of just doing an email, all of y'all look absolutely gorgeous, okay? Fix your hair, get yourself presentable and do a video introducing yourself to this bank individual via email with the link underneath it, and tell them in the video, hey, Mr. Bank Vice President, I just want to say hello and introduce myself in person on a video. I know I spoke to you, but I'm sending over to you the information that we spoke about of how I can list your bank-owned properties. So again, it's definitely got an opportunity for you to put a more human approach to that. So anytime you can do a video, that is great. So that's why I said make yourself very presentable, make sure you've got a good backdrop, making sure that you're coming across professionally. Practice it a few times. If you need some practice with it, practice on each other. You can always reach out to me and we'll even do some practice sessions as well. But again, you're calling them, talking to them, and then sending them a video telling them about this whole digital marketing suite and telling them they need to click on the link below. When they click on that link, it's a gorgeous video. It actually walks them through very professionally everything they will get for listing their property with us. You need to remind that person that is with the bank that it also works for commercial properties as well. So you'd be surprised, a lot of bank people talking to you, they're going to assume that you only do residential, but you've got to make sure you let them know that you also do land and commercial, that we are a full service real estate company and we want to take care of them from that standpoint. The other thing is let them know, send them the link, like I said, on the email with that video. That is going to be key, because if you just type in an email, it's just going to be just on an email. But they need to see you in person and know who's going to represent them. That's why I said it's important to make sure you're very presentable. Also, after you send them over the video with the link, you give it a day, give it 24 hours, and then call them. Hey, it's Kathy. I'm just following up with you. Did you get my email with that video telling you about that process, the digital marketing suite we talked about? And when they say yes, say, well, what did you think about it? Tell me, have you ever seen anything like that before? We have the best tools and technology out there. So, I want to be that person that can represent your property from your bank, and let them know that you can be bold. And you can say, what's it going to take for me to be able to get listings? And they may say, well, I usually list through such and such. Okay, well, just throw me a bone. Just give me one. Let me show you what I can do with it. I mean, there's no harm in doing those type of things. So just letting you guys know that there's nothing wrong with, saying, hey, you're not going to give them all to me. Just give me one. Just let me show you what I can do. And then from there, you market the fool out of it. So again, I wanted to share that with you from a local bank standpoint, because banks right now are starting to release some of their inventory. They're in banking. They're not a company that wants to hold a lot of real estate, but typically a lot of them do hold some real estate. So right now in the situation that we're in, you're going to probably find maybe some banks or financial institutions that want to maybe list some of those properties. And again, stay connected with them. If they say they don't have anything right now, times are changing on a daily basis. So why not check with them the very next week? I wouldn't check with them on a Monday, because that's kind of when everything, and you guys know it, when all the stuff over the weekend kind of hits the fan, so to speak. So maybe on a Tuesday, you reach out to them and touch base with them. Hey, I'm just following up. You got any properties that you need to list? Because as we all know, the squeaky wheel a lot of times gets the oil. So, and of course, a car alarm is going to go off in the background of me doing this video. I hope they turn that off. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, here is another option for you guys to look at. And I'm not meaning this from a fear tactic by no means to these individuals you'd reach out to, but I do think there is a huge opportunity we have right now. We got a lot of people out there that have either gotten laid off, or they're being transferred, or they're looking at what do they need to do. They may even be speaking with their human resource managers. But here's a thought process, guys. Using the same techniques that you've done for the bank, you have got a ton of businesses in your areas, in your locations, and they could be big businesses, or they could be smaller businesses. But think about this. What if you reached out and found out who the human resource manager was, or who handles, it usually is the human resource manager, or who handles relocation, or who handles bringing somebody in, and in these times, who handles laying people off? Typically they're going through the human resource department, but also introducing yourself to them, telling them that you would like to be the realtor that's going to be able to help their people through a buying or selling process. Now, a few things to add to this, because it's a little bit of a different scenario. You want to let them know that you're going to mail them a sample listing presentation and a sample buyer presentation. Go ahead and make that look absolutely amazing. And you guys know that we have them digitally, or you can print it. But when you go ahead and do that, go ahead and enter in your pictures. Go ahead and use a sample. Use a home that you have the ability to put that information in, just so you can give them something that you're going to mail them that's going to show up at their office they can have in hand. Also, you want to also get their email address and let them know that you're going to send that to them digitally. Because here's what the situation is. We're in some unusual times. So you don't know if the person that human resource manager is meeting with is older, younger, tech savvy, not tech savvy, and you want to let that human resource manager know that you can take care of every aspect of their employees when it comes to real estate. You're going to be able to walk them through getting their house listed, because what happens if the human resource manager knows when they're getting ready to lay off people or lower their hours or whatever the case may be, but they also know when they're bringing people on or bringing people in. But if you've walked the human resource manager through every avenue that you can do, you have a huge lifeline right there. You also have a cheerleader for you in that world of the employment sector. I can tell you, I've done it before. It worked out phenomenal. We had a paper mill that was closing in North Alabama, and they were relocating their people into the river region. And I did the exact same thing I'm telling you guys about, and ended up with 17 sales. I think Angie Brandon's on here, and she remembers probably the paper company up in Northwest Alabama that closed, and they moved all them dang people down to the river region into the Millbrook, Prattville, Montgomery area. And if we've got Craig King or Stephanie Hamner on here, Craig was building a lot of houses at that time, and I ended up selling a lot of homes in his one neighborhood to those individuals simply by getting in touch with the human resource manager. So again, let them know that and tell them that you are definitely their person, and always keep in touch with them. And again, you're going to not only send them a package, but you're going to do a nice professional video with the link showing exitrealty.com/DMS, and tell them this is the tools and the technology we have that no other company has that can help your employees get out of their homes with the most money they possibly can get for their home. So I just wanted to make sure that I shared that with you guys as well, because that is a phenomenal tool that we have. So again, wanted to let you know about that. Last but not least, and I told you guys I'm rolling through this stuff. Last but not least, this is an opportunity for us to use social media. So here's my suggestion for you guys. In these crazy times, we have family and friends that are not, make sure it's friends that are not in real estate, because we don't want to step on anybody's toes. But take your family members, and I'm talking mama, daddy, aunts, uncles, brothers, cousins, whatever, family that you have, and list them out. Just sit down and list everybody you can think of in your family. Then you go on your Facebook page and go through your friends list also, and pick out the friends that you think would have your back, and you would have their back too. But you're going to want to contact each one of your family members and your friends that you feel like they would help you during this. And here's what you want to do. You want to ask them if they would be willing to share something that you want to put out every few days, every 3 or 4 days. It's no problem. You do it again and ask them to share it. And if they would be willing to, then you're going to make sure you tag them in this post. So let's take, for instance, Facebook. You've got all kinds of avenue platforms, but I'm just thinking Facebook. So I'm going to make a post today on Facebook. It'll be a nice video of me dressed professionally, stating what we have, the tools and technology that Exit Realty provides that no other company can, that will help get them and their home listed and sold on the market today. And you want them to click underneath on the link so they can see just how easy and how wonderful these products are that no one else will have. So if you do a video like that and you put the link underneath it, and you tag all of your family members and all of your friends, and you do this every few days, ask them if they would make sure it shares to their page. What that's going to do is actually elevate you and put you on a platform where you're actually, everybody's car alarm's going off today for some reason, but that's going to put you on a platform that's really going to elevate you to a level that gets your name and what you can do in the real estate industry out there in a big way. Because if you're trying to do it, it's just getting you out there once. But what if you got your whole team, you know, your whole Brandy Brown team, or your JT Harrison team, or your Jacqueline team? You know, what if you got your team rallied together and they supported you, and in turn ask them, say, if they're a local business, ask them, hey, if I tag you, would you share my information? And then if you do a video, maybe linking your menu or whatever you're doing, curbside or whatever business you have, I'll be glad to share that on my page. And it really is coming together and really supporting each other. But I can tell you guys right now, it would really broaden your reach a lot, a tremendous amount. And guess what? I didn't tell you it was going to cost you a dime. So I'm all about thinking of stuff that is going to get you business and get you business free. And I can tell you, if one of y'all jumps on this and does it, all of you should, because it really is simple tactics that's going to do business for you. Not only coming up pretty quick, but just think about the platform you're putting yourself on. And if you continue to do these things, guess who is going to be top of mind when we're coming out of this thing in just, the next month or so. So again, it's really important to keep your name out there. I promise y'all I ain't got corona. I just got a dry throat from talking so much. But anyway, I wanted to forward this all out there. I just felt it was very important to get this information out, and to hear somebody tell me yesterday that they contacted a local bank and picked up that many listings in one day. That's crazy, guys. We can't let that pass us by. So I know I've got a bunch of people on this call that are super excited and aggressive to get this done. I would say don't wait, don't hold, don't hold anything back. But make sure whatever you do it professionally. If you need any help with it, please reach out to not only your owners, but myself, Frankie, or Troy, and we'll be glad to help you through anything in the world. But guys, the Digital Marketing Suite is the best tool that we have available in our arsenal right now, because nobody can touch it. Other than you guys, there's nothing else better. You guys are the best. Y'all are the asset of the company, but our tool, the Digital Marketing Suite, is the best. So I just love all of y'all to pieces. I need y'all all to stay safe and healthy, because we're going to come out of this and the sleeping giant is awakening. So, honey, what you got to say about that? Short and sweet. We got to get them off.
I just say we're going to do short segments like this, so it's very digestible. We've got another segment we'll do tomorrow just on a daily routine. Here's what I know. Just some things I've absorbed. Number one, it's going to be okay. We're going to get through it. I'm going to take you back to 9/11. 9/11, the stock market crashed. It was horrible. It was back to original trends in 56 days. Why am I talking about the stock market? Because that's the tail that wags the economic dog, okay? It's our financial institution. There's no way we're going to collapse, because the S&P 500 is comprised of the most 500 influential businesses. The only way we could collapse is every one of them go to zero. Okay, that's not going to happen. That's absolutely not going to happen. I share 9/11 with you because it's very vivid in everybody's minds. And I'm telling you factually, 56 days after that, we were right back. We will weather through this storm together. But we have to be creative, inventive, imaginative. We got to do those three things. But I think we also got to trust and believe in ourselves at this time more than we've ever trusted and believed in ourselves ever again. I would ask everybody to get your head out of the way of your heart, because that will stop you from being able to do what you really have the capacity and the inner strength and the potential to do. You need to dance and play in areas that you've never danced and played before. You need to have conversations with strangers on the phone or on video or on Zoom or whatever digital avenue that you can do to be able to keep your business going. If your business is stagnant based upon your current circumstances in your city or state, we understand. We got a lot of different people on here. That will pass. You keep on trucking. Stay engaged in the process of engaging clients, buyers and sellers. And when you come out of this, you'll make up for the lack of what you've got right now. I absolutely promise you that will happen. But every day has to be some structure. Has to be some discipline, has to be some routine, and your activities have to be status as business building activities. Business building activities. You can't sit soaking sour, and you can't let everything going on be absorbed. You can't sit on Facebook and listen to people's opinions. The last thing I'd say is, absorb yourself in credible sources. The United States government does a post every day. The president, economic directors, the vice president, the FEMA director. That's very credible. I have found Buffini to be extremely he has some powerful people from the United States on there. He had Ben Carson on his podcast. That's a very credible source for me because he makes sense. I'm on a Dave Ramsey tonight. I'm going to listen to him. I'm going to get little gold nuggets of facts that I know I can trust and believe in. And I'm not going to succumb to sitting and looking at people's opinions about what might be or what they think is going to happen and things of that nature. It's a very serious situation. There's absolutely no doubt. But if we follow those protocols and we just really look inside of us at this moment in time and trust and believe in ourselves, engage in disciplined routines that takes our business to a new height, a new level, while it may not be coming in right now in some cities or state municipalities, it'll come like a hurricane right here when we roll out of this. And I'm just thinking, and this is just Troy saying he's kind of collecting a lot of data from some very credible sources. You're going to see us pull out. My prayer is you start seeing glimmer of hope Resurrection Week, Resurrection Sunday. That would be cool, right? That's my prayer. That's my eternal prayer. Beyond that, I think when we get into May, we're going to see it start bubbling up. There's going to be relaxing. There's going to be people going back to work. June, I think we're going into an area, and I'm not going to sit here and say, y'all all know there's going to be a new norm. Whatever that new norm is, what if the new norm is better than where we were? You ever thought about that? Don't think of the new norm as negative. Think of it as positive, and we'll get through it. And, I'd say to everybody on the call, let's pull together. Whatever your circle is, if you want us in your circle, we will answer the phone at midnight if you need to talk personally or professionally. If you want to pass something by, a little gold nugget, or you want some advice or some counsel, we're here for virtually anything, because our heart is to make a difference in people's lives so they can go on and make a difference in others' lives. So I just want to share those things. Have courage and confidence in what's going on right now, that we're going to pull through it. But we'll pull through it together. There's some really cool things going on right now with the world and with relationships and with teamwork and certainly with creativity. I've got more creativity that I've exuded, just me trying to navigate through. I mean, I can flush a urinal by raising my leg 4 foot high. That's pretty special, isn't it?
That's just not something appropriate. But,
and my little pinky is stronger than it ever has, because that's what I open doors with.
It is a new norm, but I'm sitting here looking at who all's on the call, and I see Dorothy on here, and I see Sherry on here. That's our first screen, and ladies, y'all been in real estate for a while too. We've gone through some ups and downs, but what's always been interesting is we've always come back better than we were before. I mean, I just remember when I started in real estate. I don't know if Suzanne Zimbelman's on here or not, but I remember I started in the middle of the recession, and when I went to join the association, they were so excited. They had not had a realtor join in the association for a long time, and the lady's like, "You do know we're in a recession." I jokingly said, "I'm not participating in that." But what if we said the mindset today, we're not going to participate in the downswing? Because I really think if we can come up with these type of creative things, and guys, think about this. If you're all out on social media talking about these fabulous tools we have that nobody else has, it gives you an opportunity to sponsor somebody in. How do you know somebody from another brand or an independent doesn't say, well, we don't have that? Because they don't. And there's two things they can't get that I come to mind: that and our culture. There is nowhere else, and I am very passionate about this, there's not a darn place anybody else can work that's not going to have, they're not going to have the culture that you guys provide in your offices day in, day out. I know that each and every one of you that are on here that are broker owners love your people to death. You pray over them. You think about them. You really want to make sure that you have their best interest at heart. And then agents that are on here, you guys work together so well. And you're not like shark-infested waters. It is truly like a bunch of little guppies going around helping each other. So again, I think we're going to come out of this much better than we were. Hopefully y'all found this information helpful today. I want to be tagged in anything at all you put out there on social media. Thumbs up, Sherry. Anything you put on social media, tag Troy and I. We want to help share your information, help push it out there for you in a big way. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to call us. We're even willing to role play over the phone. So again, get out there, use this stuff, and hey, I hope to gosh we knock down all the local banks, and we got exit signs everywhere. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon, and look forward to chatting with you soon, and look for the next broadcast of something. Maybe some idea will pop up, and we'll share it with you as soon as we can. Thanks, guys. Love all y'all. Bye. Bye.
Bye, everybody.